Hello, everybody. Thanks so much for joining me. I want to do some quick reads today. We had Michael Cohen sentenced to 3 years yesterday, and he gave a lot of information when he came before the judge and talked about this being his first day of freedom because he hasn't felt free since the first day he decided to work for Donald Trump. I want to know how sincere is he when he says he's really learned his lesson and he's regrets going to the darkness, and wants to now live in the light and all of that. I want to know how sincere is Michael Cohen about that stuff. Uh, we have the moon. We have the moon. Okay, so there's a little secrecy there. It's a little murky, which is what I would expect because really, he worked for him for I think 10 years, and he wasn't a young man when he sort of fell in with Donald Trump. He should have known some things by then. So, in any case, um, maybe partly yes and partly no. Show me his future. Oh, but he has hope. He does have hope, so he's not lying about that. There is hope. Okay, so good. I am glad. I have wondered if this isn't one of those new beginnings, that Wheel of Fortune we see for him and for so many in these readings. If this isn't one of those new beginnings, a new opportunity for growth and for really considering what kind of person he wants to be. How is his family? Mm. Yeah, some are okay and some are not. Okay. We've got that chariot. This is really pulling them right along. It's out of control. It feels out of control to them right now. But I feel like this has changed too. That'll be good for them. The two sphinxes lead me to think that one of his children will be fine with this and the other won't. He's got a son and a daughter he was shown with. I am concerned about his daughter because she did not look well, and I don't know, does anyone know why she was on crutches? Very, very thin. Is she okay? Oh, we have the Hierophant. Oh, she's under some medical care, I think that probably means. Okay. So there must be something. There's some medical issue there. Or maybe there had been an accident or there's some medical issue, I want to say. So she is under good medical care though with that Hierophant. Okay. I want to know about show me Trump. I pulled this card before I asked the question. And actually, the card I pulled before I asked the question when I was still talking about the Cohen children was the Strength card. So, good. That means divine protection and strength for them. So, show me Trump now, Spirit. He has hope too. Why is he hopeful? So frequently he is, though. But he's yet very worried too. Nine of Swords. So he's hopeful. So in other words, that hope he's not very sure of it. It's really faltering. He has tended to have this sort of unrealistic kind of hopefulness. Although, can you call it unrealistic when it's worked so far? He hasn't gotten into a lot of trouble that has been coming to him for a long time. And he just says the thing over and over and over again. He believes it over and over again, and he wants to manifest it. So that's a coping strategy that's worked pretty well for him in a lot of ways. But now we have the Eight of Wands. We have so many things going forward so quickly, I don't think he can keep himself shored up with that anymore. So he is up worrying at night. He's got trouble here and trouble there and trouble the other place. How about his children? How are they doing? How's Don Jr. doing? Judgment is falling. They're getting ready. They're getting ready to do something against Don Jr. Some indictment more than likely. And out in the cold. Oh, it could even mean he's in jail. It could mean. Yeah, that could mean that. Money troubles, possibly. Looking at his money issues. Yeah. Sometimes the Five of Pentacles is that. Yeah, they're looking at him really strong, and judgment is falling. What about Ivanka? The moon again, secrets and murky. We're not going to hear about what's going on with Ivanka for a while. It's behind the scenes. I, the only question I have is, does she get in some legal trouble with no jail time, or does she get in no legal trouble at all? To tell you the truth, guys, I kind of have wondered about that for her. Hmm. Does she have to plead to something, though? Hmm. Balancing. Sources of security. I still feel like they're going to use her as leverage against Trump. Is it possible she even goes to jail? New beginning. The Fool. She's been foolish. That's for sure. Possible she goes to jail. I've asked this so many times. Queen of Wands. I just don't see it for her. And maybe that's because it's not happening in the near future. But I just don't see it for her at this point. Yet Weisselberg said that all of them wrote checks. What about Eric? What's going on for him right now? Murky again. Okay, so we have murky and murky again when it comes to both Ivanka and Eric. And I feel like that matches with the feeling I've gotten about both of them. Like, not sure if they're going to get in big trouble or not. They have secrets, for sure. They've been foolish, for sure. But do they get in big legal trouble? How about Don Jr.? Does he? I like to check. It'll be gradual. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. So this is sort of gradually he finds more and more trouble, I think. We learn this, we learn that. This is his money stuff. This is about the money. This is about possibly tax fraud, tax evasion. Tax evasion sounds really likely to me. And possibly money laundering. Yeah, I mean, as the courts are going through his finances in the coming months, it'll be this and this and that. But he's on to calmer shores. I think he somehow um, manages to plead to some things, and he doesn't get a lot of time. Cohen, I thought, when he got the 3 years, I thought, yeah, that's about kind of what I was feeling. That last reading was, yeah, he gets time, and it's burdensome for him, but he can bear it. He can just barely bear it, but he can bear it. So I always thought a few years for him. Was leaning more toward 4, though. So I wonder if he doesn't get some time tacked on after a while, after they're fine combing through all of the financial stuff by a different court. I don't know. Of course, it could be a concurrent sentence. There are so many details that I feel like are not as important as the general energies. Cohen, for him, I really felt like this was something that needed to happen. It's a growth opportunity for him. Am I right? Oh, I pulled 2. Right. Yes. He gets the victory card and the temperance angel. Yes. I feel like the energies are going to help him to really take a hard turn away from what he had been doing and to gradually learn to become more balanced. There is an angel working with him to try to help him understand his emotions and just a more balanced way of looking at life. So that actually is a victory for him. It may not look like it, but it's a victory for his soul's journey. So I feel like it's the general energies that are so important. For Ivanka, will she have a similar experience that's just important for her? I just feel like for her, she needs to see a different way of being. We have the Two of Cups. This may be important for her relationship. It's relationships in general. No, this is what it is. This card means this. I felt like that she has such a warped sense of what a family relationship is from growing up in the Trump family and with her father, and being fairly close to her father. She has such a they have messed up that woman's idea of what's acceptable and not acceptable in close relationships. And she needs to break free from a lot of those notions and identify them as sick to be able to have any kind of decent relationships in the future. So for her, this is very relational. Am I right? Let's see. Yeah, and retreat. Yes, to retreat also from the family. She's got to retreat from the business, the family. She's got to, it's like a death. That Four of Swords can be like that. She's got to retreat and look at things from a whole new perspective. If she's going to have a hope of the family life that she wants, the relationships she wants. And I do think that that is important to her. So this is also very important for her. What about Eric? What does all of this mean in Eric's life? What's the purpose? Loss. Yeah, I think he's got to feel his feelings. I think he's got to come to terms with the emotional losses that have been involved with living in his family. He's got to come to terms with that. And that will grow him. That will bring more depth. Is that the notion, Spirit? And truth. Oh yeah. Also, lots of truth needs to come there. He needs to understand and get some clarity about what is going on here. Yeah, just he needs the sword of truth. So he's been lied to a lot and manipulated a lot. And, sort of a willing participant in that. So I'm going to ask though, okay, so there's the purpose. Does Eric get it? Does he allow this purpose to manifest? That's a little iffy. We have the Seven of Cups. He's confused. He's got illusions. He has a harder time facing the hard facts. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, he's not having it. See, I got this funny feeling with Eric. Like, Spirit is trying to offer him all kinds of opportunities, to distance himself from the family way of thinking, from his father's illusions, from, oh, just that loyalty. And he's just refused it. This whole time, he has just been refusing it. And going back to security, which is my family's right, my father's right. This is all correct. So I think he has a harder time learning and growing from this. Ivanka, I feel like, can learn and grow from this. What about Don Jr.? Will he learn and grow from this? We don't know for sure. Two of Swords. Oh, it's undecided. We don't know. I feel like saying only when all other options have been exhausted, you know? Yeah, he needs to be off on his own. He needs to take time with Spirit. He needs to take time, downtime, and away from all of this. And away from the worldly pleasures, too. Because for him, he really enjoys that. He really feels like he's got the world by the tail when he's got a beautiful woman in his bed and he's got a great car and a great plane and a big title. He feels like he's not apt to look at anything too closely when those things are true. Um, so what does the future hold for him with that? The world, completion. Okay, so it can be success too. But from this vantage point, from the question we're asking, I would suggest that means completion and success in that this has to stop. So all of those things I just mentioned that help him to feel like he's got the world by the tail, that has to be completed. That has to be done. That's enough of that, you know? I don't I don't think he's ruined. I just think that he feels like he's ruined, because he wants billions, he wants millions. These people have money, even if they lose a lot of it, and I think they're going to lose a lot of it. They still have money. He needs time and space. He needs to not have a job for a while. And battle weary. He's just in there fighting right now. Fighting and fighting and fighting. He doesn't want to admit defeat, but defeat would be the best thing for him. Okay. Well, and what about Melania? Just got to ask about Melania. She's waiting for her ship to come in. Ooh, 3 of Wands. She has a plan. I think it's another man, you guys. But we have the government. Government is working. She wants out of the White House, for darn sure. King of Pentacles. A lot of times that's Don Jr. She really is kind of waiting for, she has mixed feelings, I think. I don't think she wants it all to fall apart, but she does want out of that White House. Yeah, 4 of Wands, she wants a move. She wants to be happy. She wants her privacy back. And I think there's a man involved. I know there's another man involved. Is she in love with somebody and wants to be with him? But then we have Trump. Now, wouldn't that be weird? I think she's done with him, but is it Trump that she likes? Well, and then we have indecision. This woman's energy is confusing. Always is. New goal. You know what? Her energy is always confusing. And I think it's because she flits from one thing to the next. She's just not a very deep person. She's sort of shallow. Knight of Pentacles. I feel like one day she thinks this will be the answer, and the next day she thinks that'll be the answer, but I definitely think she wants out of this White House. I definitely think she wants that. Okay, guys, any more clarity on Melania? Please leave it in the comments below as you all looked at those cards. She's just sort of back and forth. But I do think she's given up on him entirely in the marriage. But has she given up on him as the grand businessman who will save the day? That I don't know. Does she feel like Trump will still manage to save the day? No, she does not. The 10 of Swords. She wants him to. Is she mad? Did she want him to pay? Is that the ship that she wants to come in? Oh, we've got the Hermit. I think so. I think so. I think she's mad. I think she has thoughts of revenge. Waiting for her ship to come in. There we go. There's my confirmation. She's mad. Okay. She wants... So her ship to come in is... She thinks Trump has some bad stuff coming at him. And I feel like she doesn't think too far beyond that. This has been hard on her, hasn't it? She is not, yeah, it's been very emotional. She's had more emotion than she can handle. There's the Ace of Cups. It's just been really hard on her. She broke. When we saw her looking so depressed for a while there, she broke. She wants it to come on him. Okay. Yikes, there's some confusing and icky energy there, but yet perhaps understandable. So, Melania's future. I feel like she's just like, let it all burn. 6 of Coins. She's not going to be so wealthy, I think. I mean, she will by anybody else's standards, but I think then we have that. I think that she's got to start looking for where's that big money coming from that she's used to. And I think she is going to be saying, hey, I deserve this and I deserve that. I think there will be a lot of loss of money. Is that true, Spirit? A little bit of good news. Yes, I mean a little bit of good news for all of us because we're feeling like this is not fair. Very emotional. But that's cup runneth over too. World Explorer. You know what I think? I think it's like they're all scrambling for a while. What can we save? What new sources of income can we develop? How can we turn our connections into money across the seas or here? I think they're all scrambling and they're all, trying to make sure they get their share. And that's what that Six of Coins was. So, and especially Melania. All right. So there we go. That's what it is like in that family system right now. And, we just hope for all of them what Spirit would want for them. That's what we hope for them. That's what I hope for them. That, I think Cohen gets his new beginning. There's growth. It's going to be gradual. I don't know how far it goes, but this was important to happen during his lifetime. And it is exactly right. So my thoughts are with him and his family and all the people he's wronged too, that, maybe some justice here is healing for them. And we have the others, oh, they just have so much to sort through out of their heads. They grew up in this. And so I know, I just hope for them what Spirit would have for them. Thank you so very much. Bye-bye.